Hey everybody, hope everyone's having a wonderful, what is today? Thursday. And it is absolutely gorgeous here in Chicago. And I wanted to do a video. I'm on my walk. This is where my son used to play baseball. So I love coming here. It's beautiful. But that's not why he stopped by. I wanted to talk about, I promised my community, I promised lots of folks on my social media timelines that I would talk about my US30 trade that broke my spirit until I got my mindset right. So this is 6 months into my trading journey. 6 months. And let me get this out of the way. There's no income guarantees. You've got to practice on a demo account. I'm not a financial advisor. So I can't, just because of the platform I partner with, I can't discuss amount of money won or lost, but I can talk about pips in general. So this is a US30 trade that I entered in my first 6 months of being with our trading community. And of course, what we have now doesn't even compare to what we had then. We were special then, but that's beside the point. And I got in on this US30 trade. I was feeling pretty good about myself. I was winning trades, losing trades, but definitely learning a ton, and was starting to help others on their journey. And so I entered this US30 trade, and obviously it went into a positive direction. And of course, I was using, I think, Meta 4 at the time. And so then I was having a successful trade. I got to watch the terms that I use. And so I moved my stop loss, went to bed, right? And it was a US30 that was in it was a sell, for sure. So feeling pretty good about myself, the dirty 30. And so I slept like a baby, right? Because I already moved my stop loss in a positive direction. So if it reversed overnight, big deal, right? It's still a trade that I won. So when I woke up, I grabbed my phone, and I wish there was a camera on me then. I was absolutely stunned. So it was 5 figures in pips, right? So 5 figures pips wise. For those that don't know what a pip is, it's how you count currency basically in trading. And pips for US30 are different than pips for EUR USD, for example. So anyway, it was in the 5 figures as far as number of pips. So I wrote a little longer during that morning. It stopped me out. I'm like, I got this blankety blank down. I got it, right? The fountain of youth. It's going to be amazing. I'm rocking and rolling. I have just had a very successful US30 trade. So then the next day, actually, it was the very next day, I got in one, and this was a buy. So it was about 24 hours later, maybe 36, somewhere around there. It was a buy. And again, went into a positive position, moved my stop loss. I'm going throughout my day. I'm good. So then I checked my phone. I remember I was driving from my home to my dad's, because I remember, and it started to reverse. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, no, this can be another big trade. So I take my stop loss off. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it some room. It's going to reverse. It's going to go back in the positive direction. And it kept reversing and reversing and reversing. And I didn't put my stop loss back on. Let me break that up. I'm now at one of the fields field 4. A lot of great memories here. But anyway, that's not what he stopped by. So I'm a coach, and I'm like right in the inside of the dugout. And I let it go down. Now, keep in mind, what I had in my account, I left there, right? I wasn't withdrawing anything. Again, no income guarantees. You got to practice on a demo account. I'm not a financial advisor. And I just kept not putting the stop loss back on. And it just kept going down. Oh no, it's going to reverse. It's going to reverse. Later in the day, it's going to reverse. It's going to reverse. And I believe it was I would watch it on the 15 minutes. And for those that have ever talked to me, that I've ever mentored over the years, I never trade the 15 minutes because it was gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching. It's like, why I don't trade the 1 minute? I trade the 5 minute. I'll trade the hour, the 4 hour, but not the 15 minute ever since this trade. It just broke my spirit. It just would not freaking reverse. And my mindset wasn't in a place, Jeff, put your stop loss back on and go to the next trade and call it a day. And I never did. He went all the way down to blowing my account. And it broke my spirit. Like, I'm not trading anymore. I'm not, nothing. I don't want to help anybody. I don't want to mentor anybody, right? And I was calling myself names. I even remember I showed my kids at the time, who 2 out of the 3 were living with me at the time. Whoa, Dad. And this is before the second trade. Great job. And it broke my spirit. It broke everything about me. Now, people didn't know on the outside, people that I'm helping, but I wanted nothing to do with trading. You have to get your mindset right, folks, right? You have to have great mindset. So I read a couple books. I was doing some reading. I was just trying to lock in to make sure I'm not too emotional when I trade. And it took a little time. And that was it. I was locked down mindset. So now, if I win a trade, lose a trade, next trade, right? Still get excited for the wins, right? Don't get emotional for the losses. Still trade US30. But this is why the trading journey isn't a month journey, right? You always have to practice on a demo account. You always should practice on Forex pairs. I've had folks tell me I like trading, gold or US30, SPX 500, NAS, all those. And I always advise them, I gotta switch hands because my left hand's getting tired. I always tell them, Forex first, move slower, better emotionally. And I've gone through it. So for all those that are having that battle from a trading standpoint, stick to it, get to it, be consistent. We talk about it in our community almost daily. And you can do this. Anybody can do this. Because when I joined, and now we're on year 10 with this one group, I knew nothing, candlestick, nothing. Most people that reach me to help mentor them and join our trading community, they know what a candlestick was. I did not. I knew nothing. Okay? Anybody can do this if you stay locked in, plugged in, and don't quit. It's just that simple, right? Doesn't mean there's not going to be roadblocks, obstacles. All that will exist. But you have to have your mindset right. Train your eyes, trade your brain. Now when I trade US30, right? I sometimes I can still feel it a little bit, but because I'm using proper risk management, I know how to trade. I know that there'll be the next trade, win or lose.